engaged. Uh, okay. Um, any additional information, for me at least, perhaps some of the others might be of help to understand the background, kind of the direction, and so that we can kind of understand what to get behind and who that target audience would be that we could be looking for to assist you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Daniel. I have an idea that can maybe help everyone here. I'm gonna share a link with you guys. It's a timesheet link here in the chat. Oh no, this is went only to Frankie. So now you have the link. This is a timesheet where I have some questions, and you can see there are different numbers there. You can maybe get one number and just answer these questions while I speak or a little bit after, and then you can help me to just, you know, collect this data and understand a little bit about what's your angle on that. And while, and now I can start to do a little bit of the webinar and share the screen with you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Does that make sense? Because I understand we only have half an hour. So you already have this link. All right.
Okay.
Sophie, can you please allow me to share the screen? I'm not able.
Can you try now?
Yes. Thank you. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try to make it in 20 minutes or a bit more. But I already explained a little bit about me, right? I'm not gonna take too much time of that. So the company that I work is a B Corp, so it's the perfect example and representation of a certified B Corps and a benefit corporation. And we have this concept of embracing radicality, that evolution will flow. Radicality for us means when we help our companies, our clients, the legacy leaders that we call, we are genuine. We make sure that this company really wants to change, and it's not just about reputation, greenwashing, because the time is urgent and we need to change the economy that is only working for a few people and to work for everyone on the planet. So the concept for us about being a better business for the world is when you create, as a business, you create more value than you extract. So when you open a business, the existence of this business to operate, in our concept, to be more regenerative, needs to be creating more value that is taking from the nature, that is taking from the world. And we are all regenerative designers. So we're system designers. We design and we manage change of the companies and places. And we are here to support legacy leaders that for us are our clients in achieving a radical business evolution, using a lot of human inspiration and the tools of the B Corps movement and the tools that we developed ourselves. So here's some of the clients, our legacy leaders that we have. And now I'm just gonna share a little bit about the B Corps movement, so you can have a more holistic angle on what I'm saying here, right? So obviously, we have a problem in the economic system, right? We are creating a lot of negative impacts, and there are a lot of evidence, scientific evidence saying that if we don't do anything radical in the change now, our species can be extincted from this planet. This house that we share here with 8 billion people. So it's crucial now, the moment to change. And never before we had so many credibility to lead this change. So we all know that along the years, along the history, a lot of countercultural social movements happen. Etruscs, Romans, Christians, hippies, punks. Counterculture movement always change. Now we are in this precise moment where business can lead the change. Business being the counterculture movement of change. We have set 175 million business in the world, and there are $60 trillion circulating that is managed by business. Business is pretty much the largest social organization after a family. So that's where the change, that's where the impact is, because a business is led by people. And our vision as a B Corps movement, where I said I'm in the board, is to be more inclusive. So women empowerment, indigenous, underprivileged, minority groups that you guys know very well, equitable, to create more equitable opportunities for everyone, and regenerative in the sense of not just being only sustainable, but actually restoring some vital functions that we lost since 200 years ago when we started the industrialization. So an economy that works for the people and for the planet. And we are global. We started in the US 17 years ago. The organization is called B-Lab. Maybe you heard, you saw something in the US. But now we are in 6 continents, different continents. And Sistema B is the representation of the B Corps movement in Latin America, where we are in 19 countries, including Brazil, where I am right now, in Rio de Janeiro. But there's also B-Lab Europe, B-Lab Africa, B-Lab Australia, New Zealand, B-Lab Hong Kong, B-Lab Singapore. So the movement is growing a lot. And I'm going to share some of the strategies of the movement. So the first strategy, the global strategy, is pretty much to use our tool, the B-Impact Assessment tool, the Benefit Impact Assessment tool, that we have 160 questions that is divided in 5 different areas. So very systemic: environment, workers, clients, governance, and community. And with that tool, it's a business intelligence tool where we support business to measure their impact, right? So how do we do that? Over 250,000 of business already use our tool, which is, by the way, online, free and online, the impact assessment that you can all use, do a login, and start to measure your own business. And just give you some examples of how we can do that. This is a project that we did in Rio. It's called Rio Mais B, or Rio Cities Can Be, which is a multi-coalition, multi-stakeholder partnership where Sistema B invited some business associations, business federations, like the ones that you work with. And we invite business to be in a program, 42 business that we selected, small and big, from Coca-Cola and Shell to small business like my own, to measure that impact together collaboratively. So not only measuring your impact, understand where you are, but also doing an exchange with other business, doing a journey, a collective journey together. That's something that we thought about creating for New Mexico, right? Putting business together to create impact and to co-create solutions that can address challenges of the territory as well. The other one is when we work with one sector. So this is an example of the tourism sector that we started also in Brazil. That's Nativa leading together with the B Corps movement, where we are having a cohort, a pilot cohort with 7 businesses that work in the industry of tourism, 5 hotels, 1 restaurant that is inside a hotel, and 1 cosmetic company facility that is a spin-off a hotel. This kind of company that provides cosmetics for hotels, right? And now we're doing this journey of measuring their impact and also understanding how we can change the sector, how we can create positive impact in the sector of tourism. So this is another way of impact management, right? Sustainability management. The second global strategy is about certifying a business. How do we certify a business? Remember that I said we use this tool, the B Impact Assessment tool, where we have all these questions, right? So how a company can become a certified business is after answering all the questions, showing all the evidence. We have in the B Corps movement, the B Lab standards, a third-party organization that do the auditing and verify if everything is all right and proved. And if you reach at least 80 points from the maximum of 200, you are able to certify. So we have now almost 7,000 certified businesses globally. And remember that I said that 250,000 businesses use the tool. So certification is not easy, it's not for everyone, but there are some very interesting businesses that already made it. For example, Patagonia, for example, Danone, and Ben & Jerry's, and Burton, and Mia Wolf, and Tauski, and some others, right? These businesses, they are certified, are in almost 160 industries now. So doesn't matter the sector that you are. You can certify as a pharmaceutical company, as a cosmetic, as a food company, as beer company. We only have compliance risk restrictions with some business. We don't certify tobacco industry, oil, guns, and sexual industry, like porn. But we also have different restrictions depending on the sector that we are. Like, for example, for a pharmaceutical company, besides making the 80 points, we have some other questions. So this company cannot be engaged in lobby activities, like to sell more medicine, that kind of stuff. So for every sector, we design some risk compliances additional requirements for that industry to be certified, because we need to leverage and raise the bar all the time, right? Almost 80 countries, they are B Corp certified. Even in Russia, they're B Corp certified, and that's also something that we need to understand. Here, there are some certified B Corps, others than the one that I said. So you have here Natura, cosmetics, fashion, with adding the wine, the famous wine, Chilean wine, winery, Concha y Toro, logistics with Patros, renewable energy, more fashion, or university, that is a company. That's very important. To be able to certify, you need to be a for-profit business. You cannot certify as a non-profit, because the idea is to change the business that make profit and help them to understand that besides profit, they can generate social and environmental impact as well. The other global strategy, it's about policy, so advocacy, to catalyze the change. Obviously, it's not just about the in the level of microeconomics with business, but we need to change the economy. So we need to change regulation. So the B Corps movement created this legislation, the Benefit Corporation. I don't remember if Daniel was there before, but I said that the state of New Mexico has that legislation. So it's very possible to go to the registration in New Mexico and include some clauses that we call the interdependence clauses, pretty much standing, declaring that you're a different business, you want to generate social and environmental impact beyond profit, and you care about all the stakeholders of your chain. So it's not just shareholder capitalism, it's not just creating value for shareholders, but also creating value for the other stakeholders, consumers, the clients, the workers, the suppliers, the environment, and so on. It started in the US. Italy was the first country that approved this legislation nationally, and you can see here other countries that already approved, like Colombia, Puerto Rico, France, that is called Entreprise à Mission, Ecuador, Canada, so, and some others there already. Spain approved last year, together with Panama, and some countries like Brazil, that we have the act, but was not approved yet, right? So this is one example of the clauses that you need to include in your bylaws to be able to make the transition to benefit corporation. You can see here in purple. In addition to the purpose of dividing the profits, pursue one or more purpose of common benefit and operate in a responsible, sustainable, and transparent way. So this is one requirement. The other requirements is that every year you need to publish a report with the transparency of your impact. That's also a requirement to become a because you're becoming basically a public benefit corporation. And then finally, the last strategy is the collective action, where the innovation is. So this is one example, and I'm obviously bringing examples that the projects that I led, that I was part of it, because it's more connected to me. So Comunidade Be Real was the first Be Local in the world. That's basically, instead of, it's a community, a representation of the B Corps movement that get together to create more social and environmental impact collectively. And now, because of the work that we started in New Mexico, there is a Be Local being created for New Mexico. So that's very good news. The other one, I already said, I think Daniel was not here as well, is the Business for Good Consulting Clinic that is run by universities. There is also in New Mexico, the Anderson School of Management is running with Professor Wellington. And the idea, getting back to my point on how can we do, what can we create, how can we use business as a force for good in New Mexico? We started this last year in August in this partnership that I already explained, that I'm calling New Mexico plus B or Can Be, where we can lead a program, for example, where a small business of MBDA or they are owned by women, and help them to integrate ESG practices or help them to transition into a public benefit corporation business. So that's basically a little summary introduction before our time ends, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on questions, comments about that.
I guess I could throw in something here before I have to get off. I might be able to keep on listening after the 10 o'clock hour. A lot of this resonates with the direction that I'm taking with my own business, with how I want to approach my business. There's a lot of times that I will want to do some pro bono kind of activity in relation to the people that I'm trying to serve. And I've been interested in how to organize that under my LLC. And so this is informative for me. As I work with Native American businesses, most, if not, I should say many, if not most of the ones that I'm connecting with, the founders, the owners have a heart for this kind of approach. And so I think it's very helpful if it's workable for them to do this kind of thing. But so it'll be interesting, and I look forward to some additional conversations to find out how workable. I think one of the challenges that our Native people find, and my tendency is to make things more complicated than it needs to be probably, but they will want something that is simple in terms of how it works, and in terms of like being certified and all of that kind of thing. So that'll be a factor, I think, for some of them.
Amazing, Scott. Thank you. And nothing will make me more happy than do a program with indigenous owners, business owners, because that's it. That's how we create the real impact. And if you can, Scott, not only answering yourself this timesheet, these questions that I share, if you can ask some of your the business owners that you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can definitely,
Yeah,
share that, with others and give them the opportunity to fill that out. Is it, when they do that, will it automatically go back to you? Or is there information listed in that document so that they would know how to get it back to you?
yeah, if this link, if they fill out in this link, yes, it's gonna get back to me.
It's
And
automatic.
one of the questions is who you are, what's your business, so I'm gonna have their contacts as well. So I'm gonna include them and you all in the, let's say, in the email for the project that we're running. We are a bit tight on deadlines to create this first report because there is, you know, bureaucracy. The project is run by the city, so government always has like some strict timelines, and we need to produce something by the end of the month. So you'll be very helpful if you guys can help me with get some other voices heard, especially the minority. That's what we're here for, basically, to create more impact.
Excuse me, Scott, what was the name of your business? I apologize.
Yeah, my company, I'm here in two respects. Is that Daniel that asked that?
Yes, it is.
Truth Dancer Coaching LLC. I provide leadership coaching for organizations that are seeking to make a positive impact with our Native American communities and people. And but I'm also here as a tribal liaison for the Tribal Entrepreneurial Enhancement Program under the UNM Rainforest Innovations Program. And we're focused on helping Native American entrepreneurs with support and resources.
You've connected with our organization, I assume, correct? MBDA.
Yes, I'm very much aware of it. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I noticed that the spreadsheet you sent out is view only. So I tried to type in it and was not able to do so.
Oh, you just told me that now, Dave.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
I'm
I
gonna
didn't want to
open-
I didn't want to interrupt your presentation earlier. And then my other question that I have for you is, so are there any business size or registration restrictions on who can be a B Corp? So like Scott mentioned earlier, he's an LLC. Can an LLC be a B Corp, or do you have to actually have a corporation designation?
Every single business for profit, a company can become a B Corp. Even a cooperative that is for profit. The certification doesn't go for non-profit business because that's a different type of organization and structure. So you see, the NGOs, the non-profit, usually are born to create impact in a way, right? Either philanthropic, either, you know, helping certain type of a social issue or environmental issue. The idea of this tool is to help the business that in the past were not created to drive impact, but quite the opposite. Historically, business were created to extract value and to make profit. So the idea is to help business to transition, to understand that, hey, you actually can open a business that is good for society and you can make money with that. There are a lot of challenges in the world and your business can help to solve this challenge. That's the main idea. Did I answer you, Dave?
You did indeed. Thank you. That's very helpful. That's very helpful when I talk about it with potential clients and look at it. So, all right, I have to step away for a 10 o'clock appointment. I apologize. I only had it on my calendar for an hour. And so we'll look to reconnect another time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave. And that applies for you as well with the business they are owned by women that you work with. Please feel free to share the besides writing yourself, answering yourself, please engage them. It would be really nice to hear the leadership of the women as well on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bracken.
João,
Yeah,
go ahead.
please.
João, one question, please. I'm sorry. The presentation you just provided us, will we have access to that? Will you follow up and send that PowerPoint, whatever it is, to us so that we can use that, send it out, kind of solicit support based on that knowledge information?
Yes, so Sophia already has it.
Okay.
And she has the contact of everyone. She can share. I'm sorry that maybe there was a misunderstanding on if we're doing a training today, or the idea today was to share a little bit about the project, what we do in the world, collect some data. And yes, we want to do training. We want to do this program. We want to do something more, but that was not today.
Okay. So yeah, as I will share the presentation, and this, maybe when you start presenting, sharing the slides, since that part is recorded, so we can post it in our YouTube, and I can share that link too.
Yes, and Sophia, if you can please as well share this timesheet, asking people to answer
Okay.
as a survey and in the network, that will be fantastic.
Okay.
Right there.
Got it. Okay. Okay, Joe. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank
João,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
Hope to see you soon.
Okay. Yeah. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.